Hello everybody, I'm Jane and this video is sentences with Jane, and the sentences we're going to look at are the simple sentence and the compound sentence. So let's begin. The simple sentence, you only need to use your subject and verb and add any extra information that you want. So to begin with, my sentence is, Jane is a teacher. So I need to look for my subject, Jane, and my verb is. Very simple information there. We call it the simple sentence. What about if I want to write compound sentences? Now, this is the second stage of sentence writing, when you're joining ideas together. So a compound sentence needs two main clauses with a connective. And I want you to think about main clauses as being like having a simple sentence, but instead of having a full stop, you've used a connective and put together another main clause or another simple sentence. So for your connectives, we call them coordinating connectives. Do you remember what those coordinating connectives are? For and nor, but, or, yet, so. For me, I often tell you, use and, but, so, or. These are the most important connectives to use when you're writing compound sentences. Here's a photograph of my garden, and I wanted to show you this because I want to make up a sentence that involves things I like doing in my spare time, gardening and also artwork. So where I really like to do drawing, how I'm going to put those 2 points together with a connective. Let's see. I love gardening and I love drawing. Now we're going to deconstruct that sentence, that means take it apart, to see if we have all the parts of a compound sentence. I love gardening. Yes, that's the main clause and it can stand alone as a simple sentence. I love drawing. Yes, that's the main clause, which means it can stand alone as a simple sentence. I've used the connective and. Together, those words all make up the compound sentence. So you need three parts. One clause, one main clause, one connective, a second main clause. Now this is very important because main clause means that it could stand alone as a sentence. It's not a compound sentence unless two parts could be simple sentences and the connective is in the middle. Compound sentence then, main clause plus connective plus main clause. And here's my sentence again, and if you are confused by the word clause, just think about it as a simple sentence with a connective added to another simple sentence with the full stop at the end. And can you see there that I've used a comma after the word gardening? This is to show you that this is one main clause and the full stop goes after the second main clause. Here's a photograph of me on holiday, and I want to use a compound sentence when I'm writing about being on holiday and enjoying where I am. So I've decided to use the connective but. I love Spain, but my husband prefers Greece. So you can see the connective but is telling you that the information after the word but will be different. It's telling you an alternative piece of information. So the compound sentence that I might write about where I want to live could be, I might move to Portugal Or I might live in Spain. Now I love both of those countries, and on the left you can see a photograph of Portugal and on the right a photograph of Spain, and I can't decide which one to do. So when I can't decide, I use the connective or. So I connect two things together that I'm thinking about. I can't decide which one to do, so I use the connective or. So here is a picture of a cartoon dog, and I do not like cartoons, so I watch drama programs. Can you see how I've used the connective so there to put together two pieces of information that tell you what am I going to do instead? So the word so is telling you the information after the word so will be what am I going to do instead, or what do I do as a result of the first piece of information that I've given you. And that's all for reviewing our sentences today. And remember, you need to review simple sentences and compound sentences when you write to check that you're doing it accurately. We'll look at complex sentences separately. Bye now.